I canceled last minute. This is worded weirdly. AITA, if I canceled last minute and posted this on Twitter, he found my behavior to be a deal breaker. Okay, so this is adapted from a tweet I saw. There was a whole news article about it. It went like pretty viral.
Oh, yeah?
So
I didn't see the news article.
Yeah, I don't know where I got the news article. One of those
probably like Board Panda or some like bootleg shit like that.
Stupid thing.
Yeah.
So some person tweeted, some woman tweeted, you can truly dodge a bullet with men by inquiring to reschedule a first date day of and seeing how they respond. So then this is a screen cap of iMessages. Hey, I'm so sorry to even ask this, but how do you feel about a weekend day instead of right now? We just got approval to launch a product and it's happening very quickly. And she sent that at 5 p.m. The response from the man she is inquiring to reschedule with. Are you joking? I'm showered, ready to go, and had planned my day around this. I understand work comes first, but to pull out this late is pretty disrespectful. If you're unable to respect me or my time, then I'm over it. Be well. And then he gave a little peace sign.
Eek.
So my take on this, I did get the top comment, which is what happens when you post right away, and I posted this, so there you go. That's how I win. You bailed on a date an hour before, and he found it a deal breaker. That's just unfortunate. Throwing it on Twitter and trying to spin it like you have some kind of moral high ground and that any person who does this is a, quote, bullet to be dodged, is where you doth protest too much. YTA. You clearly work in a spontaneous work environment, and he likes a reasonable amount of planning. Sounds like the only thing dodged was a lot of incompatibility, but you had to feel like the better person too. May I recommend calling people a-holes in this group to keep the urge at bay?
What do you mean by that last sentence?
Well, she's clearly feeling the urge to be self-righteous.
Oh, you're like, join this group?
Yes.
Got it. So I actually think that this... what I got from this tweet was that this is like a calculated move that she pulls and there is no work emergency and she just is doing this as a test.
Let's go into that scenario.
That's really how I read this. If it's a test,
she's obviously an asshole, right? Because this is a rude test.
Yeah.
I think...
But you think that this was actually legitimate and then he kind of gave his response and then she put it on Twitter to be like, phew, that's actually, I could see that happening too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's a more interesting question. I mean, if she's doing it as a test, it's like, well, then you're trolling people and you're wasting their time. So of course you're an asshole. But let's assume it's not a test.
Right. You think she kind of came up with this tweet as like after the fact?
Yeah, I think she's
I
like,
could see that.
And then she wanted to feel like she had the high ground because she felt guilty, right? She felt guilty and rejected, and nobody likes to feel guilty and rejected.
I mean, frankly, like I do agree a little bit that it's a bullet dodged because like his response is a little bit aggressive, and I would be like, ew.
You think that's an aggressive response? I completely disagree.
Are you joking? I'm showered, ready to go, had planned my day around this. Like, yeah, I think it's a little bit aggressive. So
Why? He's saying, look, you are being disrespectful. This is a ridiculous thing that you're doing. It is ridiculous.
I mean, I don't really know, like, shit happens.
For a first date?
Shit, like, I mean, I don't know, like, shit happens. Like, what are you supposed to do? If this is, like, a real work emergency, am I really going to be like, oh, sorry, boss, I have to go on a first date with this rando? Like, no.
That's fair, but then I just don't think this response, I don't think there's anything wrong with this response. I think it's like, look, I get it. It's unfortunate. I feel disrespected. And then she could still come back from this.
Yeah.
Why can't she reply to this message?
But that's why I don't think that he was like, hey, I get it. It's unfortunate. Like, that's not what he said. He's like, are you joking? I'm showered, ready to go. Had planned my day around this. Like,
she also sent it at 5. Did she not know even a second before? She didn't have any kind of like, oh, maybe I should text him in case this goes through. He knows that it's a contingency. This is something that could happen. She's going to drop the ball at 5. It reads like bullshit on top of that.
Right. I mean, I really have no idea. Like, I don't.
So if a guy did
like
this to you.
Okay, let's say if this happened to me, like let's say at 5, I have a first date on Hinge. I'm thinking 5 p.m. Like I have a plan for 5:30. Let's say 5 p.m. News breaks that Kylie Jenner is pregnant. It's going to be like, hey, sorry. Like I have to cover this now. This is my night.
Would you say, I hope you would give the detail though. I work for a media company that covers stories like this.
Sure.
I have to be on this.
I mean, right.
I'm the editor in chief. Well, that reads a lot stronger.
You can presume. Yeah. I mean, we don't have a lot of context as a problem.
Well,
like,
but the details
we don't
matter.
know. But like, okay, if they've already been talking, he could already know the nature of her job, and there would be no reason for her to explain it in this way.
Well, but I think, what the freak job is it where they spontaneously launch a product? I mean, what the heck is this?
I have no idea.
The toy
It could
company?
be anything.
We make a toy every day at the crazy toy company. No, product launches take a long time. So the fact that she's trying to act like that this could be a spontaneous thing is bullshit. I mean, media and being a firefighter are like the only two jobs
Thank
where
you. Wow.
emergencies happen.
I save lives. I don't know. I haven't really worked in fields that I could say.
I just don't have any problem with what he responded. I think he felt disrespected. He didn't say anything disrespectful back. And he said, look, that's it.
I guess. I mean, I would kind of also be like, all right.
It's also how late she pulled out, right? Like in your situation, it's much more plausible that like Kylie Jenner spontaneously has a baby. I mean, the girl has a baby every year.
She's had one baby
She
so far.
has a baby every day. So, of course, that makes sense. If you explain that to someone, they'll be able to see their side. But then to be like, we're launching a product right now, so bye.
Which is
like,
why
what?
I did kind of think that this was a test. My other thing is, too, like, I don't like her response, but I also don't like his because I just think it's, like, too much. And to me, it reads as aggressive.
How can you call this aggressive? Do you mean assertive? How is this being aggressive? He's saying you're out.
Because he's just like, yeah, but it's like, you don't need to do all this. You could be like, okay, cool. I understand. That's not cool, but like, whatever, and bye. But like him being like, are you joking? I'm showered, ready to go, had planned my day around this.
Well, yeah, he's kind of explaining like, this is how much you put me out.
I mean, okay, but I would also
You
not
asked
respond
me,
well.
dog.
I would not respond well to a text like this either.
Yeah, I mean, she
So-
effed him over. What she did is brazenly disrespectful.
Okay.
And her response to this should have been like, look, I get that you're upset. Doesn't he have a right to be upset? I think he has a right to be upset.
I
She
think you
should
have a
said,
right to feel upset, but
"Of
like you don't
course."
need to always just put it back on this person when you don't know them. You can just be like, okay, and then just keep it moving.
In an ideal world, but I don't think anything of what he did is asshole-ish. If she had then come back and said, I'm really disappointed. I understand this is an emergency. Additional detail, the product is actually a coronavirus cure. So we really need to get this thing out. There's a subreddit. Anyway, I don't know if she mentions this.
Well, I think the reason that I thought it was a ploy was because she did just kind of leave it vague.
It was too vague.
That was why I did think that it was a ploy initially, just to like see how people respond when you test them. That's
Right.
why I thought it was a
Well,
test.
that's insane. Yeah. Kevin H., the classic response. Everyone sucks here. This is classic trifling, but dude, clutch pearls like an old-timey Victorian looking at a sock.
What does a sock have to do with it? I'm not up to date on my Victorian references.
Well, okay. It's
Sorry.
a old-timey Victorian looking at a sock. A dude clutches pearls. I don't know. I don't really get the imagery, but I like it.
Kevin, please follow up.
Kevin,
and explain.
Kevin, follow up and explain. The whole guilt trip of I showered for this is the grimiest thing I've ever heard. No, I don't think so. I think it's like this guy is like ready to go. He's dressed up, whatever.
It's like, would you not have showered normally?
Well, he showered. Like he showered before the date to be extra squeaky clean.
Yeah, I guess like I don't think this like guilt trip and this are you joking is necessary.
No, I
and
don't find it
that's-
very manly. I'll say that.
Whatever. That's why like I would also feel like I had dodged a bullet too, because if like you're going to disappoint someone and they're going to respond and like kind of come at you, then it's like, okay, well, fine. There's no reason for us to go out.
I guess. I don't know if we're going to agree on this. Trish R. YTA is a person who finds my own time valuable. Imagine that. I would be pretty irritated if someone canceled last minute. Also, I find it a little gross for you to post it on social media as if he crossed the line. He did it. There we go, Sarah. I think Trish has actually hit the nail on the head. Even if you can say you don't like him, which I'll give you. And like I said, I don't find it very manly or becoming. I might even say it's a tactical error because I submit to you that had he taken this girl on a date, it might have been an easy lay. I'm just going to say it.
I mean, whatever.
I'm just
Also,
gonna say it.
let's talk about it. Be well with a peace sign is a complete fuck you. We all know what that means. That is totally fuck you.
Well, then is peace out a fuck you? I mean,
No.
you're really stretching
No,
here.
that's absolutely true. Like, ask 5 people who use social media.
Be well means fuck you. No, fuck
Yes.
you means fuck you.
Be well means fuck
Well,
you.
in that case, Sarah, be well.
fine. No, be well is a total fuck you, especially with the peace
Really?
sign. It's complete
I
fuck
think it's
you.
in like peace, dog.
No,
What's
it's
up?
a passive aggressive fuck you. Like in the same way that when you say bless your heart in the South, it's a fuck you. This is a fuck you.
Bless your heart. I'm pretty sure they mean that shit over there. No?
Oh, Danny, you would have not survived in
no,
Atlanta.
I don't go to the Atlanta. I don't do that.
No.
Well, I mean, AITA for canceling last minute and posting this on Twitter. Where do you land?
Yes. You would be the asshole.
You are the asshole. She really did this.
Yes, it's like you're the asshole for doing this and posting it on Twitter.
Posting it.
I don't like his response,
But it didn't cross any lines. We do agree on that.
I don't think that his response like factors into her behavior.
And we do agree that he didn't cross a line.
I mean, whose line is it? Like, I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either.
Okay.
But I'm saying it's not a line cross. Like if he had said you're a bitch, I'd be like, no, he gets what he deserves now. If she tweeted out,
I got it.
If he called her a name or took a shot at her, he didn't take any shot at her. He said, "Are you joking?" Because it's so vague. And then he said, "This is what I did." And yeah, it's a little weird that he said the showering part, but I'm proud of myself every time I shower. Yes, this was me, people. I was trying to cheat. No, but like,
she didn't have. Like, as someone who fucking shades people on Twitter all the time, like, this was only subtly bad. Like, it was not blatantly bad enough to warrant a Twitter shaming.
Okay, if a woman did this, though, would you really say all this shit?
What do you mean?
I mean, if a woman said, "Are you joking? I'm showered, ready to go. I plan my day around this. I understand we're so for," I'd be like, "Yeah, she's
Danny,
done."
you know how I talk to people, and you know that I would not talk to someone that I barely know like this. So yeah, I can say that.
I feel like it's reasonable to be like, look, this is like, we're barely meeting. It's like a first date. She says first date. And it's like, I would be like, look, I get it. Like,
I think the sentiment is fair, but I don't like the way that he said it.
I don't like it either. I don't
Okay,
like it.
I think that's all I'm saying is like, and if
100%
someone,
agree.
the sentiment is 100% fair to be like, actually, you know what? Let's not, like, I don't feel like you respected my time. Like, that's fair, but I don't like the way that he said this.
I agree.
And I would not respond well if someone said that shit to me. Would I put it on Twitter? Now I know I would not.
Yeah, she had to delete it.
But like, yeah, like I wouldn't respond well if I got this type of text either. And I would be like, all right, well, be well too then, bitch, you know?
Yeah. Whoa. All right, so we agree on this, YTA.
Yeah.